Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. This is a vlog that I didn't really think that I was going to be making this soon, honestly, I don't know where it's going to go as a result of this vlog. Judging from the title, some of you guys may be surprised that I'm even thinking about it. Some of you guys may be sad. Some of you guys may be happy. But you know, lately I've been beginning to wonder if this thing here, if it's really worth keeping anymore. And it's really something that I tried really not to focus on, but as of lately, there's just some things that I've noticed that I'm kind of concerned about, and I don't know if it's really worth keeping. I don't know. It's kind of surprising, I know. But this is my baby. You guys all know that this is my baby. My 2001. I heard somebody recently, go like 2001, 2002, 2009. So 2001 Pontiac Aztek GT. And I love this thing. I love this thing so much. I brought her back from the dead. You guys know this. I put over $3,000 into it to get it to where we can drive it and use it. I've driven just about every day since September, and we are in July now, so she's been on the road for, nearly a year at this point. We've put a little over 5,500 miles on it since. She's never going to be perfect, and I know this. But we have some things going on that I'm just kind of, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what I should do. So I'm kind of making this vlog just to maybe get some feedback on what you guys think of the matter when I start explaining things to you. So first and foremost, we have the recurring intermittent misfire on one of the cylinders. It was 3, and I think it still is 3. I don't have a scan tool anymore to really check up on things. But over 2 weeks ago, I filmed a vlog where we did a compression test, and all of the compression in the engine is good. I reconfirmed that with fellow technicians of mine, and the compression ratios, not ratios I should say, but the PSIs, the compression PSI and all the cylinders are within excellent spec of each other. So surprisingly enough, the engine in that aspect is really healthy, just as I had suspected. But we went a step further, and I had one of my friends from work, a technician, come by the house, and we started to do some other tests as to maybe what could lead us to the intermittent misfire on that cylinder. Everything spark-wise is perfect. We do not have a problem with any of our coils. We do not have a problem with our ignition control module. Everything is communicating in that aspect, so everything is firing perfectly fine. So our misfire is not coming from spark. However, we also did the fuel injector swap with a known good fuel injector in that cylinder, so that kind of rules out the injector being bad. Compression, again, is good. We unhooked the PCM, and we tested a few wires going to the PCM to the ignition control module and such, and those wires are good. So there doesn't seem to be a short in that aspect coming from the PCM. I'm not tearing into this. I mean, whatever is going on is gonna stay going on, until, if I ever have the desire to get back into it, then maybe I will. But we did spark plugs, we did wires, we did the fuel injector, we did test coils. We obviously know that everything spark related is good, and our one fuel injector is good also. So at this point, I'm really at a loss with that. And I don't know. I really don't know. Ironically enough though, you know, I put the PCM back in it and hooked everything back up. And you know, the service engine light comes on as it should, but strangely enough, it went off on its own for the first time since I've had the car on the road. The service engine light canceled itself out, but it's still running like garbage at idle. But the service engine light canceled itself out, and it's really bizarre. It hasn't been on in nearly 2 days. I'm sure it'll be back on momentarily, but I'm just really surprised that it canceled itself for whatever reason, even though there's still obviously a problem there that it usually recognizes. Upon plugging the PCM back in, I also have a driver information center display that I've never had before. It was always a blank screen every time I got to it, but the fuel used information is now available on the driver information display. It's obviously been reset because we had the PCM unplugged, but that was a readout that never displayed the entire time that I've had this car. It was always a blank display whenever we got to that part of the menu. So I don't know, it's working now. So there must have been a glitch in the PCM at some point and we reset it, but our misfire is still there, and you know, it seems to be getting a little worse, especially when it's hot with the heat. It's about 95 today. It's hot out here. So that's where we are with that, as far as, you know, where we're going to go with that. And like I said, I don't know if we're going to find a solution to that issue or not. We might not. You know, I just don't know. But honestly, guys, my big concern is the rusting. And, you know, I bought this car. It sat in the previous owner's yard, their backyard, for almost 2 years. And, you know, it's bad enough that it's been in Northeast Ohio for a majority of its life, where everything rusts 3 times quicker than a lot of other vehicles in the country. Not a proven statistic, really, but everything does rust faster because of our snow season, the salt, all of that garbage on the road during the winter causes the rust to develop faster. And you know, I knew the rust was going to be an issue at some point in time. I was really hoping it wasn't going to be an issue this soon. And I'm really concerned about the structure of the car, mostly toward the back. And you guys have known this for a long time. Well, first of all, this is slowly getting worse here. You can see our paint is bubbling, and it's actually starting to kind of crack away in some spots. The actual rust is starting to show through. The outside appearance rust doesn't really bother me a whole lot because, you know, it's an old car. I'm expecting for it to rust in that aspect. I'm also expecting for it to rust on the bottom. But I'm getting concerned about under here. You can see, you guys have known this too, you know, this whole inner wheel well, we're losing it. It's actually decaying pretty quickly. I think when we bought the car, it was around here, and as you can see, it has made its way up to there. So it's only a matter of time before, you know, that's gone. Here's the actual body right here of the car. And that leads me to, like, you know, underneath, you know, here and whatnot. We're losing things here. That's the inside insulation, I believe, to the, you know, interior of the car. So the plastic wall is like behind that, the plastic, you know. But I'm really concerned about getting to the point where the back suspension isn't going to be attached to the car anymore. As you can see here, what I filmed a little earlier, because I'm not getting on the ground now in this hot sun. You know, toward the back, we're losing our pinch welds, and we do have holes that are coming up, you know, into the bottom of the car on both sides, and they're getting pretty close to where our control arms, or rear control arms are. And that worries me. And there are other things wrong with this car. You know, we still have to do the front hub assembly up here to correct the ABS issue. We also need 2 new front drive shafts, 2 CV shafts, because they're starting to make some noise and the grease has been flying out of the boot since I've been driving the car. There's just, you know, there's a lot more things that I wanted to do to this car. But now I'm kind of afraid to invest any more money into it because of the rest of the structure. I'm not really sure how long she's gonna last at this point. And I really am saddened to say that because I absolutely love this car. I was extremely excited when I purchased it. I was extremely excited to get it back on the road with all the work that I've put into it. But now I just don't know if I want to put anything else into it at this point, because I don't know how long it's gonna want to last. So with all that said, I have also been contemplating on what my next car to replace this should be. You know, like I've been saying, I'm not getting rid of it quite yet. That's kind of where I was wanting your guys' opinion. Obviously, in the end, I have the final say, because I have to make sure that, you know, I have the money to buy my next, I don't know, toy. And I also want to be ready to get rid of this on my own, really. But I know what I want my next, you know, project or sidecar to be. And you guys may know what it is too, because I've kind of mentioned it in, you know, vlogs ago. But I think for, you know, for sure, I will be going with the car that I have been wanting for a long time. You know, originally I wanted another Aztek, and I'm sure when the day comes that I get rid of this, I'm going to miss it extremely, extremely so, like I missed my last one. And who knows, maybe I'll end up with another one in time again. Oh, maybe one that I won't have to put as much work into, but they're getting harder to find as the years go on, especially in decent shape. Like I told you guys before, when I bought this one, I wasn't looking for one that I had to put as much work into. But I went with it anyway, and it became a learning experience, and it kind of got me into a career field that I am actually passionate about. So that was really one of the good things that came out of this. But the next car that I buy, you know, I want to try to find one that is not in as rough of shape as this was. I want it to be hopefully able to be driven right away. Maybe some minor things here and there, but I want it to be, most importantly, I want to try to find one that isn't rusting as bad as this thing is, at least structurally. That's really, like I said, that's the big thing that is concerning me at this point. You know, we've been driving this thing for a year. It's been through the snow. It's been through the rain. It's been through all kinds of stuff with me in a year's time. And the rust and stuff on the backside underneath this car has gotten worse. Chunks of the rocker moldings, or the pinch welds and stuff, have fallen off in the driveway recently. And you got, just from sitting over the time that we've been working on this car, you guys seen all the pile of rust that would fall off the door every time I'd have to open it to get things in and out of the tech. And that sucks. But I started looking on like Craigslist. Guys, I'm like sweating everywhere, man. It's hot. I started looking on like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Auto Tempest, Cars.com. I started looking at all these things, looking for the car that you know, will eventually probably replace this, just to get an idea of what the prices were. And you know, I found a couple that I want now, but it's not going to happen because I don't have the money. I don't have the room. Even though I really wish I could buy another car and just keep this one. Obviously, if I'm getting another car, this one has to go. I'm not going to be able to keep both cars at the same time. One of them has to go. It's going to be this one, unfortunately. But not yet. Not yet. You know, we'll see. I found one in really good shape 3 hours from here. $2,000, but it's immaculate. It was well kept. The outside was clean. It was white, but I mean, white wouldn't be my first car color, but it looks sharp. I would take it. It's got all the other amenities that I've wanted in this specific car. So that is like, oh, I want that now, but obviously it ain't gonna happen. Then I found another one about 4 hours away in Pennsylvania for $900. It too was actually in really good shape. It looked like it was well kept. Actually, in the description they said it was kept in the garage all the time, but it's gonna need a head gasket job done. So it's almost like you buy one for a couple $100 and you're gonna end up back in this situation where it's possibly gonna sit for a while until we slowly get all the parts that we need to drive it and whatnot. So I don't know. So that's another thing too, you know. I mean, would you guys be ready to see another car on this channel, another little project or toy, something different from the Aztek? Or do you guys really like the Aztek content? Do you guys want me to hang on to it? You know, that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, is to kind of show you guys my concerns as of lately about the stuff with the tech, stuff that we need to do to it still, and why I'm a little hesitant to actually get anything else put into it, at least right now, because I mean, maybe it's not as bad as it looks. Maybe I can get some more time out of this, and I really would like more time out of this. I can't stress it enough. I love this thing. You know, I've put a lot of work into this thing. I could always part this out myself and, you know, sell maybe the stereo or some of the other items in the car, and that would maybe help me get a little more money out of this thing. You know, I got brand new shocks on here that are only a year old, and they're worth stuff. You know, I can get a couple $100 out of there with all the shocks. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet. That's kind of why, you know, I'm kind of curious to see what you guys are doing. Probably not going to do anything about this anytime soon, but we'll see. I just wanted to let you guys in on this and see what your guys' thoughts and opinions were. Like I said, I'm going to have the final say, but I am curious to see maybe what you guys would like to see me do with it. So I think that's it, guys. It is hot. I'm going to go get some food. I got to get this thing moving to get some air going in here. It's extremely hot. But that's where we sit. So if you guys enjoyed this vlog, you know, don't forget to give this a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And check out teespring.com/store/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. Whew. That's it, guys. So, again, thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Take care.